Okay, so glad to see you all. And I am your trainer today. I'm Nicole Ke, and we have 2 hours to learn EndNote today, but we are basically focused on the core functions of EndNote. That means you are going to start your library at first, then create your own library and collect a lot of references from different kinds of sources. Then you can also learn how to insert the reference into your academic writing, okay? So we are going to introduce the first part is know why we should use this kind of reference manager. Actually, EndNote is a kind of reference manager or citation manager. So when you are reading or you are writing academic article, you may find in the text, you can see something like this, preferences and the author, then the year. Actually, that is citation, or we know that is a quotation. That means the sentence is not just the author's said, is actually the reference from others' work. So we know the information of the citation is not very completely. So actually, if we want to know the sources, we will get to the reference list to get the more complete information. Then we can get the source reference. So we have to know the other term is bibliography, what we call the reference basically in our academic writing. But why we need to do so, I think most of you may have known the reason yet, the reasons. So we just know that can help us to keep track of the sources they cited for their written material and give your readers the framework how the writer's arguments were formed. So today we are going to create our EndNote library first. Then we will collect a lot of different kinds of references from databases, or if you have accumulated a lot of PDF files, you can use PDF imports into your EndNote library. And you can also use online search, search for some specific articles, and also keying the reference manually by yourself. Then basically, you can just get the bibliographic information from the import. But if you need the PDF, actually you may have to attach the file to your reference, or you can use the function of EndNote find full text for you to retrieve the full text that you can download from the from online, or that is purchased by the library of NTHU. And now we have collected a lot of references, but actually we have another services that called EndNote Online. This is an account that you can register one for yourself to backup or share your references with other your students, with your friends or classmates. And after we collected a lot of references, you can now cite the references into your Word or PowerPoint. And also you can share the references you have collected to your colleagues. So that's how we will introduce you the sequence. Okay, so that's the online today. We will start from the installation and import the reference data from different kinds of sources. And the site while you write will help you to insert the reference to your academic article. Then we will also mention about backup, how to make up backup and share your library, and how to manage and just arrange your groups to give you a better streamlined work of your academic writing. So the first one is to download your EndNote. Okay, so first I'll go to the homepage of library, then change it to English. The default may be Chinese. You can go to the upper right corner here, change it to English. Then you may find the first tag is collections. Okay. The second tag here is e-resources. Then the first one, e-resources here. Then here you can enter EndNote. Okay, just press. And you can find view online full test of availability here. Click on it. Well, this page, you can just click on this URL. Then you can find different kinds of EndNote version here. Then just click on the version you want to install. The latest version is 20.1. So we recommend you to download this or this. That depends on your operation system, Windows or Mac. Okay. So I have done this already. So you may find a zip for Windows or a DMG file for your Mac computer. Okay. So before we install EndNote 20 in your computer, we have know something about the compatibility. So if you are using Windows, please remember that you can only use it on Windows 10 computer. And if you are using Mac computer, you should just upgrade to 20.1 if you want to use it on Big Sur OS. And also remember to check the Word version of your computer. In Windows and Mac, the compatibility are different. So you have to notice it. Okay. So I noticed that most of you are using are newer to EndNote 20. So you can skip this part. Just know how to install your EndNote on your computer. This is mostly for Windows user. First, you will get a document that is compressed. Just right click and you will get a list of functions. Remember to choose the decompressed function like extract files or extract here. Then you will get a folder that contains 2 documents here. Then just double click the MSI file to start the installation. Okay, but remember the license.dat file is really important because it contains the license of NTHU. Only with this file you can have the right version instead of the trial version for you can only use for 30 days. Okay, so remain 2 files in this folder is very important, but just double click the MSI file, then you can start the installation. And if you are going to install your EndNote, please shut off all the word processors like Word or PowerPoint before you install before you installing your EndNote. Okay. So that's the process, but I will just very quickly get through. You may find licensee and serial number here. That depends on the institution. Then accept next. I think you are very familiar with this process. And this one, you have to accept the license agreement. Then next. Then we have to choose what kind of types we want to install. Typical types helps us to install all the features, but only the most popular Apple styles, about 500 styles for you, and custom type install all the features too, but it can help you to install more than 7,000 Apple styles to completely install. So you can choose what you like. If you just choose typical and next, the installation is complete. But if you choose custom, then you will find you have to choose some options. If you go to custom, you have to select features. Then the features you may find some have additional blah blah blah. That means the additional parts of the options you can just choose yourself. If you want to install all the things completely, just click on the triangle here and no for Windows here. Then choose the second option. Entire feature will be installed on local hard drive. Then you may find the cross here. It becomes a square. And next, then you can complete your installation of your custom type EndNote installation. Okay. So I think it's more easier than Windows if you are using Mac computer. So just very quickly go through the process. Just click and install. And after you click on done, you have a typical type of installation. But if you want to change to custom installation, please remember just click on the icon in your applications. Then go to EndNote 20, then under the menu, you can find Customizer here. Then, Then you can also find connections, import filters, output styles. You can just click on here, check it, and next, then you can get custom type installation. Okay. Now, if you have done your EndNote installation, we can go from create a new library. So next version, we have this kind of prompt screen, like make you easier to create a new library. Just click on this, then you can rename your library here by yourself. And please choose the storage destination this time. And the first time, I think desktop is more recommended for you, because if you close your EndNote library accidentally, you can easier to find it right from the desktop. Okay. So you will create two part of file for your one library. These two parts is also your library, one of your library. This one is ENL file. It will save all the bibliography information for your reference. And this one is data folder. This will save all the attachments for your reference. Like if you have attached PDF or other kinds of files, it will have a copy of your attachments by default. So if you want to move your library to other computer to use, how many files do you have to move? One or two? One, two, two. Yeah, you have to move ENL and data together to the next computer you want to use. Okay, thank you. So now it's time to create your own library. I think if you have tried it yourself, you may find we don't have the prompt screen. So if you just open up your EndNote from like this, from start menu, and EndNote here. Well, my EndNote library is created before, but if you want to create a new one, you can go to File and first one, New. My EndNote library is the default file name. You can just change yourself. And I will save it on the desktop. And sure, you can change it by the topic you are doing now or something that really important to you. Just change the name that can help you to recognize what the file is really belong to you. And if you want to change it to, if you want to give it or share it to your friends, there will be some mistakes because of the same my EndNote library of file name. Okay, then you may find the two. Okay, the other one. Yes, these two part of file. Remember, if you want to move it to other computer, just move the two files together. But some of you may think maybe I can just drop it to Dropbox or Google Drive for instantly use. But actually, because of the synchronized mechanism, if you just move these two files on the online syncing folder, it may collapse your EndNote library. So we don't recommend you just use your library from the online syncing folder, okay? Please remember, just save it on your computer to use it, okay? So it's time for you to create your own library. This. We can try it now, especially in the class. No matter you use your own computer or you use the computer of library. Okay, it's time to try it now. Or you have your own library already? No? Yeah. That's fine. Okay. That's my point. Well, this is because the tracks extract this file as open. Is that right click to extract your EndNote to folder to download your any download. Yeah. But I think yeah, right. It's right. Travis, do you hear? Disappears. Search and Here. Yeah. Teen version already. Yeah, that's 19. Yeah, in your computer. Um, okay, but I maybe I don't you have created uh before. Yeah. What is the version of your voice? I think the default will change to yeah. The default one is has been changed. So you can go to okay. The other user use and try to open it.
Open directly.
Okay. Wow, we have a lot of time solving installation problems. And next part, we are going to search for the references on databases. And the first one is to, oh, I think I should has my screen, right? So, okay. If you have heard about web size, please raise your hand. Web size or SCI? No? Have no idea? Okay. Well, this is a very important in citation index database. This one, Web of Science, is an international and multidisciplinary index to the literature, to social or science category. So you can just find it from data search. You enter SCI, or you can also enter Web of Science, then you can find this.
一下线上同学有没有看到吗？
没有看到吗？可是我说我都没有停止共用。I didn't stop sharing. I don't know.
看一下
maybe
没有人要。
Okay. 等一下，等一下。I think that's because this. Okay. So can you see my screen now? Students online? Hey, great. Okay, so we are going to move on to search for a very important database called Web of Science Core Collection. If you want to retrieve this database, please enter SCI to database search here. Then you can click on the link and just social science citation index here. No matter it shows SCI or SSCI, it will lead to the same database, so don't worry about it. Okay, if you this come up with this page, you go to the right database. So in this database, you will find the very core literatures in every different academic disciplinary. So we can just give your keywords here. Then the default fields is all fields. So you can very easily get the references you want. For example, I want to know coronavirus. I can just search it. And some of the pop-ups, you can just close it. It is automatically guide function, but I will guide it for you, so you can just close it. Then you will find a lot of references listed here, but some are not just for novel coronavirus, because what you just search is actually novel and coronavirus. So if you want to search it more specific, you can just give it a quotation mark, then search it again. Then you may find the result is more specific for novel coronavirus. Okay, then this database is fully index all the citation for the references. So you can find so the result is quite large here, but you can rearrange the sort order by here. The default is relevance, but you can change it to citation highest first. to find out what is the most cited references in this topic. Okay, so that help you to find what are the most influential articles in this topic or field for you. So you don't have to use your time to get through every article of it. Okay, so that's a very powerful tools for your academic the writing process. So next step is to check the references you want. I just simply check here to check 50 records here. Then the next step is to export. So click on here. The EndNote option have two options, but I want you to know we have to click EndNote desktop here. That means what we are using is EndNote desktop. Then you can just go to record contents. The default fields is relatively less, not so much. So I recommend you change to full record here. It will contain all the fields you need to cite in your article. So just choose full record, then export. Then you can find a CIW extension file here. And this one can be just directly go into import into your EndNote library. But how? Just click, remember, just click once on this file. Then if you go to your library, you may find the 50 records directly going to your EndNote library. Okay, so I want to close this. I will do that again. So I just want to show you what library you are mainly use. You will directly go to the library first. If you are opening a lot of library, you will go to the library you are using now. Okay. So you now have 50 reference records at once. Well, this is quite easy, right? Not very complicated. The next, we are going to introduce Google Scholar. How many of you have known Google Scholar? Please raise your hand. Okay, it's more popular. So the default is Chinese, so I will change it to English. Yeah. Okay, English. Then I change my search term to flip classroom. So now you may find you don't have checkbox here to select a lot of records at once. So at this time, you have to click on this quotation mark below every records. This called cite, but remember not to copy the text on the screen, even though even the output style is what you want. Remember, just go to EndNote option here. Then it will download an ENW extension file for you. Then just the same, you can click on here, and this this reference will go into your library. And you can also change your computer and your browser setting to make it more easier for you to download the citation. This is the way. Just go to the left side, then go to settings here. Then you may find you will find bibliography manager here. The default is don't show any citation import links, but change it to show links to import citation into EndNote, then save it. Then you may find one more option below your every records. This is import into EndNote. So if you click on this, it will just generate the ENW file for you, and you can just click on it to import. But if you are searching for a lot of reference, you don't have time to save it one by one. You can just go log into your Google account. Then you can use this My Library. Then you can find a star behind in front of your My Library. So you can just click on the star, blank star, then you will turn to a solid star. Then that means this record has been saved to your My Library, just like a shopping cart. Okay, so after you have choose all the records you want, you can go to My Library, go to your reference shopping cart, then click on the checkbox, or you can also use search My Library function. If you have a lot of reference have the same keywords, you can use this. For example, I just enter Flint classroom. Then it will show all the records that related to Flint classroom. Then I can just export and EndNote. Then it will give you a citations.enw extension file and click on it. Then you can just export a lot of references at once. Okay. So if you have the chance to use PubMed, please raise your hand. And if you are online, you can also use raise your hand function. You can try this function. But if not, we will just skip this database. Didn't see it? Okay. So actually, it's a biomedicine database. So if you have no needs to know it, we will just give it and give you more time to practice how to find the reference and download the reference to your EndNote library. Okay, so it's time for you. It's your turn to search the topic in Web of Science or in Google Scholar and download it to your EndNote library. Okay, so I just changed it. And now you can practice. Just go to, if you want to use Web of Science, please go to the library and search for Web of Science, then go into the database because it's under subscription. But if you want to search for Google Scholar, it's free, so you don't have to go to library first. You can just search it on Google. You have to. Yeah, this one. Every time you source. Okay, finish. If you are trying level size, you can try to reorder your reference by arrange by changing your order from relevance to citation highest to first. About impact factor, you heard about it? Impact factor. So it's really close relationship to global science. The impact factor is calculated by citation in global science. Very close. The fundamental process. That is if you have download and import the references into your own library because you are familiar. Great. Yeah, you can just tell me what's wrong. Hey, it's too slow. Is that okay? Yeah. Hello, students online, especially 许同学 problem solved yet? Sorry, couldn't see you and your computer. Unable because too many. Okay, so I can just see Mr. Shi's problem. I think is more complicated, we should check his computer to know what problem is. And next part, we are going to know more about if you have accumulated a couple of PDF files, what we can do this in this situation. So So I have passed my screen, right? Okay. So if you have saved or accumulated a lot of PDF files or folders, you can just use PDF imports in EndNote. But you have to know that the PDF file must have the right DOI, and DOI is actually digital object identifier, just like the ID of your article. But the article before 2000, there's no DOI with the article. So after the article, after 2000, you may find the article with DOI, and you can use this function PDF import for you to import the PDF and also with the bibliographic information at the same time. Okay, so it basically use the DOI to the related databases like Crossref or PubMed to retrieve author, year, title, blah 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 fields for you. But if your article is basically scanned or like Chinese, sorry, we don't have the we cannot retrieve the fields for your reference. We can only get the file name and PDF for you. Okay, so let's try it. In your EndNote library, then go to File and Import, then File. If you want to import just one PDF file, you can just choose this file and import file here, choose, then go to the file you want to import. And I just choose one file. Remember to change your import option here. Change to PDF because all the full text is basically PDF format. So PDF check and import. And you can find this one. It's imports, it's attached the PDF and also from the PDF DOI, it retrieved all the fields for this reference. So it's a successful example. You can find this, all the reference fields, and you can find the PDF here. You can open it. But we assume that you actually have a folder of PDF. So just go to the same menu, File, and Import folder here. Then go to your folder And you may find some of your folders have subfolders, just like this. So click on it, then say OK. If you have subfolders, please remember to check it. And if you want to make your folder and subfolder a group set, you can check it too. Okay, we can just run this one this time. And the default is for PDF, so import. And very importantly, this process must be under that you have internet. So if you don't have internet, you will not success. Okay, so you can find, we have 3 of the references success this time, but 2 of this, we just get the title and the PDF. So if you want to change the fields, you can just click on the PDF, then to copy the fields, then go to edit to paste your title or other fields. This is one way, but if you think, well, there are too many fields for you to copy and paste, it's too complicated, you can just try one way to help you. For example, the title here and the file name here is just the article name. So I just copied it. Then go to what I just introduced to you, Google Scholar. But remember, not just paste your title here, because here is to search your library. Only when you have saved the article into your library, you can find it. But if you want to search for a new article you have never read before, please go to Google Scholar. Then you will go to the home page. Then you can paste the title here and try to find whether there is a record in Google Scholar. Oh, this time is yes, so you can just click on the star to save to my library. Okay, so this one is the same. You can just, but this example is for Chinese. Actually, if your title is in English, it can be more easier to get the reference. So I just use this example. And just to show you that in Google Scholar, you can search this for all the literatures in all languages. Okay. So this time you can just check the references you just search it for. So that's it, export and then EndNote. Then imported. But this time you have the bibliographic information without your full text. So this time you can just click on it, then attach file. If you have a PDF for some reference, but this reference is not linked to the PDF, you can just click on it and attach file. Then just go to the file, then open it. Now you can see the PDF is on the right, but remember, if the record before the record you didn't see the paperclip icon here, that means it haven't saved yet. So you can just click on other records, then it will remind you to save it or not. Just click yes. Then you can find the paperclip here. Then you can make sure the full text has been set to this reference. Okay, so click on it. You can go to summary. Then click on the PDF. You can open it. But remember, the first one is to open in your EndNote. The second one is depends on what your default PDF reader. So that's different. Okay. If we have more time, I can show you what's the difference. So I assume that you don't have your PDF file or folder this time, so we will just skip the practice time. We will just go to the next part, online search. So actually, online search is very easy for you to use, and you can find this version is really easy to find online search, and there are some of the sources listed for you for example, Library of Congress or Web of Science Core Collection is a very important database. But not all the resources you can use, because some of the resources are under subscription, then you can use it. But not all the resources is subscribed in NTHU, right? Actually, for most of the universities are the same situation. So some of the free resources you can use, like PubMed. I just mentioned that there's a biomed database. So you can just find maybe COVID-19 here, and it will search all the records for you. You may find, wow, this record is somehow really terrible, but don't worry about it. It is not has been saved to your library. You can check it. Your own references remain 65, right? But if you back to PubMed, actually it's just set to the temporary stats. So you can just click on the reference to check the detailed fields. Is this reference is really what you need or not? And you can check. If you need this record, you can check it. Then if you think, well, I think this reference is what I need, you can just click on the plus to add the selected references to your library. And you can find this number is changed, right? But if I just copy the same title, you may find the results records are not the same. So that's because the search mechanism in Web of Science, in EndNote, or in the original database is not just the same. So we recommend you, if you want to do a topic search, please go to directly in the database instead of just go to EndNote to search online, to do the online search. Okay, it's not the same. Okay, so the next part is to know how to manually add reference to your EndNote library. For example, you may find some of the references very useful, but have no directly export function for EndNote. But you really want to cite this reference. So how to do that? So you can just find this, add a new reference here. This icon can help you to add a new reference for yourself manually. But first, you have to notice the reference type. The default is journal article, but if you want to manually add online database or newspaper article or web page, different kinds of reference, you have to change it. You may find the related fields are different. Okay, so you can just copy and paste the title, year, author, for this reference. So and also the web page reference, you should pass the date when you retrieved or you cited for the time record. And if you want to have a copy, of this page, you can just print, but not really print out, just save to PDF, save as PDF, then save it. And after you save it as a PDF, you can have a copy of your page to prove that that is the original sources of your references. And since this reference is web page, so you have to give it your web page URL here, test, and other fields. If you if you have the fields information, you can just pass it. Then after that, you can save it. But mostly we need the fields author year title here. Then close it. After that, you can have your brand new manually added reference. This is what we can add it. But I want to mention that please know that if you want to add more than an author, please press Enter key. One author, one line. And if you need to cite group author, then you can give it a special special comma after your group author because they have more comma or periods in the group author. Basically, we have the author name, first name, last name, or last name, comma, first name. But if you have group author, sometimes you will misunderstood your author. So after the citation, you may find the citation is somehow weird. So we recommend just give it to comma after your group author to make the citation in your writing more normally. And I will show you later. Okay, so that's how we can add the new reference by yourself. And if you change it, you can click on yes. Sometimes you may find your panel are missing, but don't worry about it. You can just click twice, then the summary and edit PDF panel will show again. Okay, then now we can find we have collected a lot of reference here. Then we have know how to add the PDF attachment to a reference. Then this time we will go to how to find for test in your EndNote library. So find for test is a very useful function for you to retrieve all the PDFs that you can get under your institution, like NTHU. So if you want to use, first you can, sorry, I'll have to check it. 周董，你们有那个账号吗？还没有，好。Okay, so
你要更新EndNote的网页上面。
那你再跟我说。So basically, if you want to find for test under your institution authentication, you can just click on the references you want to find for test. If you want to continuously choose, you can click on the first record, then press your shift key, then click on the last record, and you can continuously select the references. After choose the references, then you can just click on the hotkey, search the web for full test here. Then you can find full test situation. It will give you the information, how many references has found PDF and how many has not found any yet. So you may find, wow, a lot of references has PDF this time without you go to the original PDF page to download it and to attach to the reference. So it's a really time-saving function for you, right? So I know this function is very useful for you, but remember not to do bulk download at a time. For example, if you download a lot of articles at a time, you may have a warning to the original publication, and you may receive a warning later and warning you that you have bug downloading their material. So if you have maybe more than 10 or more than 20, that would be okay. Then remember to do this under the institution authentication, IP authentication. Then you can find out more and more PDF than in your own internet. Okay. Then sometimes we may find some of the references are duplicated. But if you are checking it just by yourself, it may be very annoying, right? So actually we can use the function of find duplicates. This function can be used just from the first step. You have to define your check range. First, you have to mostly I will choose all references here. Then go to library. Then you may find the fourth option is find duplicates. Okay, so it will shows you the duplicates side by side. And if the fields are not just the same, it will show you in the fields. And also you can change the in-text of the fields yourself. Then if you click keep this record, then the other record will be dragged to the trash. So you can just keep one record. Okay, but if you think all the things are just because you just tried EndNote, so mostly are just the same, you can just skip here. Then you may find you will choose the records that is that the second record in your library for you. And what is highlighted is for you to move to trash. So this time you have to check it. If this highlighted is going to trash, then you can just delete it. You can just press the delete key on your keyboard. But if you want to change, you have to press Control key, then change it to another record. Then you can just enter your delete key here. And you can delete all the duplicates at once by this function. Okay, so we may have a lot of reference imported here, but I want to show you how to manage your reference. Since maybe we have a lot of kind of different topics of your reference. So you may have you may want to group them into different categories. So we can use my groups to do that. First, we can just create group. If you right click on my groups, you can find these options. First, create group. Okay, so this new group have no reference here. So this is a custom group. if you want to categorize the references into this group, you can just select the references. Okay, then drag the references into this group. Then you can find 7. And remember, all references are just remain the same because it's just like give it a tag, give a tag on this reference. Okay, so if you think, well, I have to check every references by myself, it's too complicated. You can just search it because the search box, you can just give it your keywords to find all the references that related to COVID-19 here. And after you search it all, you can Control A, then just drag it to this group. But if you want to make this process more smart, you can just click on right click and go to the menu Create Smart Group. It's a mechanism that can make you available to just create a criteria to dynamically collect the references into one group. That means you can just give a new name like Smart COVID-19. And the criteria is if the reference title contains COVID-19, then it will go to some of the, it will go to this Smart COVID-19 group. Okay, create. So it will automatically create this group and collect 19 of the references with this with the title of COVID-19. And if you want to change your criteria, just right click and edit group. Then you can just change your criteria, maybe from title to any field, then save. It will automatically change. Okay, and if you think, well, this is not appropriate in this group, you can just click on it. And you can notice here the old references is 17. And COVID-19 now have 34, but I delete the 3. Yes. Now it's 31, but the original all references are remain the same, just remain the same. But if you are deleting the references in Smart Group, they are not the same. If you delete this one, it will actually delete this reference. So in Custom Group and in Smart Group, the delete is not just the same, okay? So just remember this. And if you think, well, I want to make this group category, maybe rename your group set. Then you can just right click to do so. Okay. Then how about try it yourself? I have introduced a lot of function for you. Okay. have 3 minutes to try the functions. And next part, I'm going to show you how to insert citation into your article.
之前是连到对，这样可以这个。现在录这里不太清楚，所以可能就请看我们现在设定了之后，它就会导入。
Okay, so I'm going to show you how to insert citation in your article. So that's my screen. Okay, now that we have collected a lot of references in our library, but now how to insert the references? What you mentioned it in your article, you can insert in your article. So the first thing is to place your cursor on the right place. Then after you install your EndNote, you have to check whether the site while you write tool is shows showed in your Word. Just to check if this EndNote 20 icon is showed on this list. Okay, so if the list and the functions shows here, that means okay, your installation is completely. Then the next is to find the reference you want to insert. Okay, you can insert one reference or more than one at a time. For example, you can just press Control key. Then you can find hotkey, insert a citation for each selected reference here. Just click on it. You can find the references in text citation, and at the end of this article, you can find the references here. But the default, you may find these references are really horrifying because it's very, very long. That's because the default upper style here is annotated. So you don't have to worry about it. Afterwards, we can just change it in 1 second to other different style. Okay. And I want to introduce you another way to insert citation. We can just place your cursor, the number 1 step, in the right place. Then go to EndNote 20, then insert citation here. Then you can click on insert citation. Here you may find nothing to show, but actually you have to give it the keywords to find the related references. So after choose, you can insert into your article. Okay. And you can also, okay, I'll show while we just manually added reference. You can also choose the reference in your library. Then go to your Word, then place your cursor at what you want to insert citation. Then go to insert citation, insert selected citations. Okay. But now you may find, well, this list is terrible. So you may want to change your upper style. So it's very easy. The default we have about 6 to 9 default upper style. So maybe you are more familiar with APA 6, right? So if we just click on this, okay, you can find this list is more novel novel than what we just see in annotated, right? Okay. So if you want to change to other upper style, you can just go to select another style. The first option in the state in the list. Select another style here, and you will show all the upper style in your EndNote here. Then you can choose what you really need. For example, the latest APA 7. Okay. Then now it's time to edit your citation, because you can see all the citation are in gray shadows, right? That means it's under EndNote field codes. So if you want to edit, you cannot just use your backspace on your keyboard to do that, or you will just remain or go back to the same at first. So if you want to delete this reference, you don't want it to appear anymore, you can just click on this. Then it will show the gray shadow. Then go to Edit and Menu Citations here. Then you may find this Edit reference. Then go to the drop-down list to remove citation. Then press OK. You can find this is missing, and related references is missing now. Okay. And what we just added in our references is this reference. I just added CNN, the full name of CNN Cable News Network here, but you may find it just shows network here. Some of you may just confused, but that's because that is the word of the author. It will be automatically be recognized as the surname of one person. So if you want to show the full name, you can just add 1 or 2 comma after this group author and save it. After save it, go back to Word, you may find there's nothing changed. So remember just to update citations and bibliography here. This is a refresh of your EndNote field codes. So click on this, you may find this whole name of CNN. But sometimes you want to add some information to the citation. For example, you want to tell your readers what is the page range of your reference. You don't want them to read whole the reference. So you can just go to here. Also, you just click on this reference and add it and manage citation. But this time you can go to page. Okay, then tell them what is the page range you want them to read. Okay, and also this one is at the beginning of the sentence. So this citation shouldn't be like this in the preferences, right? So actually it should be author and preferences and year. So if you want to change it, you can go to formatting, change it from default to display as author year, then press OK. And if you want to give this citation some other information in front of the citation or after the citation, you can just add this information to prefix or suffix. Okay. So it can be changed like this. Okay, so after you finish your whole article, you may have to pass this article to your instructor, or you may want to submit your article to the for publication. So this time, because this article contains all the end-of-year codes, so this may sound annoying because your instructor or the publication company may don't have EndNote to read all the things. So you have to change your article to plain text. Okay, so this is very easy. Just go to convert citations and bibliography. The second one, convert to plain text. Then it will show this information, just warning that it will give you another plain text document, but this document will remain the same. Okay, just okay. Then it will create a new file without any field codes. So this time you can change all the information by yourself. You don't have to worry about the field codes. Okay, but this time, can you change it from APA 6 to other output style? No, because there's no field codes, so you cannot change. If you want to change it, please go back to this file with the annual field codes. Then you can change it from APA to other output style you want. Okay. I want to mention that you may find in your EndNote library we have the output style preview panel here that can help us to preview the output style to check it. But if you want to change your output style, I recommend you to go back to your EndNote library, then select another style. For example, if you are in the category of engineering, you may be familiar with IEEE, then you can just enter the keywords here. And remember to press your enter key on your keyboard. Then you can help you to search all the style name with IEEE. Then you choose this one. And if we go back to Word, you can find we have no IEEE here, right? But we can just choose this one and preview this reference in IEEE format. Then go back to our Word. Then you can find in the default list we have IEEE to choose. So this is the easiest way to change your output style. Okay. Then after you do all the edits of your article, we need to know that we have to back up our library, because sometimes your computer may encounter different kinds of accidents. So if you want to have a copy of your library, we can have a couple of ways to do so. The first one is to go to File and compress the library here. Then you can choose whether to attach your file or select the references. Then next, recommend you to change your library name here. 7. Well, this way is just a kind of compressed or just find the this one. Okay. You can find this two is really similar to the original ENL file. But this ENLX file compressed library have one arrow go to the top. So this is only one file here. You can drag or move this file to your Dropbox or Google Drive to have a backup and without any kinds of collapse. But if you want to use it, remember it's a archived or compressed file, so you have to download it to your own library, to your own computer. Sorry. Then if you want to open it, just click twice on it. Then you will directly, automatically extract this file for you, and you can have this library. And you may find this will extract just the same name of the compressed library for you. It will extract to two files, ENL and data file, just like the same with the original library. Okay. And if you want to know more about how to use EndNote Online, just go to the sync configuration. Since you may find this sync now, then sync is another way to back up your EndNote library and even to share your library with other people. Okay, the first thing you have to have your own EndNote Online account. But now if you haven't have this account, you have to sign up this account. The first step is to enter your email key you usually use twice. Okay, then the process is just to go to your email and check to activate this account. And the first time you log into your EndNote account, then process sync now, you will have your space in on the cloud and the desktop to sync together. That means maybe you have all references 17 references here, but you have 0 on the cloud. Then the first time is 0 plus 17. 70, okay. But the after the second time your syncing, it will just to update your references that you added recently. That means if you add 2 references into your desktop, then you click on sync now. Then both your desktop and your online account will just just synchronize your references to 72. Okay, so only the first time you will just sum up your references from your desktop and online account. Okay. If you want to share, just you can share all the library to your friends, or you can share one of the custom group to your friends. Okay. So if you want more information, actually in YouTube channel, we have EndNote Training channel to check all the detail or advanced EndNote functions for you. Okay, so you can check this channel. So this channel recommend you to check it. Okay. So want to know any questions here? No? Maybe the question is how we practice our or really use our EndNote in the future. And if you have any question, actually the most efficient way is to bring your computer with you and go to the librarian. They are very willing to help you to solve your problems using EndNote. Okay, so thank you for your listening. Thank you.